Music is the drug, and I have a fix. Music is the universal language spoken by everyone. So what are you using to listen to your music? Let's talk about 4 in-ear monitors and their strengths and weaknesses. How are they performing? What are they doing best? And what headphone is right for you? We're talking about the Campfire Audio Orbit in-ear monitors, the Sony WF-1000XM4, and let's not forget about the wired guys. We're talking about the budget House of Marley Smile Jamaica in-ear monitors, as well as the Periodic Audio Magnesium. To compare these 4 headphones, I'm evaluating 3 tracks. Diamonds in Rust by Joan Baez. This is a beautiful acoustically produced track. It has a fresh folk feel. I'm evaluating ultra high res Dark Side of the Moon Redo by Roger Waters. This not only sounds and feels high res, but the recording is high res. And finally, Holes, Use Once and Destroy. Let's not pick the same boring tracks that reviewers talk about all the time. Hotel California, Bubbles. Let's talk about music that we listen to on a daily basis. And I need my headphones to perform to their maximum on the music that I want to listen to. Starting off with the Campfire Audios, when my first impression of these was not good, there were several reasons why. First, I do believe that audio gear needs time to burn in. The Sonys didn't, but I do believe that after 5 hours of use, these in-ear monitors changed. Now, one of the critical things was finding the tip that seals for me. None of the OEM Campfire Audio tips created a seal, and the way that I discovered this was with the monitor in, I simply just moved it forward and the whole sound signature changed. I'm like, this is how it's supposed to sound. So my preference is the OEM Sony mushroom tips. The other alternative is the Moondrop Lab spring tips. These are wonderful. I definitely prefer these in the Sony 1000 XM4s. Now, Joan's song, Diamonds in Rust, sounded beautiful. The guitar entry, Joan's vocals, everything about that recording was very well produced and reproduced with the Campfire Audio Orbits. Listening to Roger Waters' track, it didn't sound ultra high def, but the sound was good. And in Holes, Use Once and Destroy, everything fell apart. The drums lacked treble energy, which softened their attack. Courtney's voice is far behind and muffled. The band doesn't feel cohesive as other headphones make them out to be, and just not a hard rock headphone. But the Sonys are definitely, they excel on hard rock. Now, there's so many wonderful features about these. When you put them in your ear, you get a voicing that the Bluetooth is connected, the battery level. There's just so many wonderful features on these, as well as the app that function wonderful. But in Joan Baez's recording, everything is perfect on these headphones. The guitar entry, the positioning, the vibrato in Joan's voice. But listening critically, the highs are ever so slightly rolled back, lower energy compared to the Smile Jamaicas. And the guitar intro just doesn't feel quite the same. Now, in Waters' recording, the bass is strong. The Sonys have got excellent bass, but it's not boomy or saturated. The vocals are clear and crisp, but once again, the Marleys do it just ever so slightly better. In Hole's recording, the guitars come in perfect. The drum has that mid-range weight, great slam. The vocals are positioned right, but slightly rolled off compared to the Marleys. But the presentation is the presentation is not bad because of the blending in the song and in the genre is perfect. When it gets heavy, everything comes together without blurring, and the separation is excellent. My favorite Sony EQ is clear bass up 3, 1 notch up on 6.3 kilohertz band and 2 on the 16 kilohertz. When you listen with the active noise control on and the ambient sound on in a quiet room, the sound signature remains the same. So that's a solid thing about the Sonys. Moving on to the Periodic Audio. This is a wonderful headphone and the construction is great. They give you this case which adds to the unboxing experience, and just pride of ownership is pretty, it's high on these. There's a lovely proprietary 2.5 millimeter jack that connects right in there. So definitely a big fan of the construction and the unboxing experience. But in Joan's recording, it starts with ease and presence, and the guitar has got a lot of detail and resolution, but Joan's vocals are forward. There's high treble energy, and I think really just the song lacks body. In Waters' recording, it sounds ultra high res and detailed. The guitar intro was stunning, but like Bay's, the vocals were bright, forward, and lacking fullness, body, kind of missing cohesion. In Hull's recording, the vocals are thin and bright. The drums lack that weight and they don't blend with the vocals. Periodic Audio states that the sonic signature of the Magnesiums is relatively neutral, with a bright top end, ideal for blues, jazz, and acoustical folk. So if those are the genres you're into, this is the headphone you might want. Now, Periodic Audio says that they're more expensive in-ear monitors, ranging from $99 to $299, give you more of that weight. So if you're into that genre, maybe that the higher end Periodic Audio headphone is right for you. And finally, the budget killers, the House of Marley Smile Jamaica. These are a really wonderful headphone. The cable, I like the construction, the colors, the wood tips, everything about these is just really great. And for 20 bucks, you should buy these for your friends, put them in the office, put them in a spare office. You never know when you'll need a set of headphones around. How do they sound? Well, Joan Baez's vocals are spot on and balance perfectly with the guitar, creating cohesion and sound staging. The Marleys are excellent for acoustical recordings, as are the Campfire Audios. Waters immediately feels high resolution. The vocals are stunning. The weight is convincing, and in this genre have an edge over the Sonys. In Use Once and Destroy, the drums need a little more mid-range slam, but they do blend nice with the vocals, and unlike the Orbits and unlike the Magnesiums, they create a convincing rock performance. So decent for rock and roll. And just overall a wonderful headphone. Now, I was evaluating the wired headphones with the Periodic Audio Rhodium amp DAC, which is a USB-C connector that now fits into the iPhone 15. So I've been using this, comparing that to the standard Apple Lightning adapter. This is neither a DAC nor is it an amp. The DAC amp wins. Now, listening to both of these, they sound fine. Listening to the DAC amp, it's good. Going back to here, that's good. But it's not until you put this back in where you hear the added detail, clarity, and resolution, then you understand that these are actually making a difference. So yeah, that's definitely there. Now, can you add a Bluetooth adapter like the Periodic Audio Neon to a wired headphone and get the true wireless experience? And John Darko has been telling us for a very long time that Bluetooth is lossy. You cannot get a high res sound from Bluetooth. However, you could fool me with the Sonys. The Sonys definitely, they don't feel like a Bluetooth headphone, where the difference between running the Marleys straight into the wire with the DAC amp and using the Bluetooth receiver, there's a loss of quality. You definitely notice that you're in a Bluetooth connection. So if you have found an application and a use for this Bluetooth receiver, good for you. But it definitely can't compete. Now, how do these headphones compare with how the artist intended? Now, that's a pun, but that's a cliche. But comparing against the reference stereo behind, now Joan Baez, her vocals were actually, they were forward. They had more high frequency energy. And I just found myself just turning down the volume a wee little bit on that recording. In Roger Waters' recording, it is absolutely stunning. It sounds and feels as high resolution as you would expect it to be. The guitar, the intro, the guitar nuances and the details are outstanding, unmatched by any IEM reviewed. The bass delivery can't be matched by the headphones. The cohesion of the left and right speakers adds depth to the vocals and feels high resolution. The left-right panning on the organ is wonderful. And the stereo revealed a ring and decay as the guitar strings were plucked and the fingers were removed. You could just hear all of that resolution. And I think this is one of the characteristics about high resolution recordings, is you're getting that level of detail. And I don't think that any of the IEMs really came that close. Now, in Courtney Love's recording, Use Once and Destroy, definitely the stereo made it feel more like a rock club than the IEMs did. That is because headphones in your monitors are binary. So you have the left interacting with the left, the right interacting with the right ear. But in the stereo, you're getting crosstalk and your ear hears both left and right and the interaction in the room. So a very different dynamic comparing from the in-ear monitors to the headphones. But definitely if rock and roll is your genre, if you need some Judas Priest firepower in your ears, the Sonys are the way to go. I definitely want to, these are beautiful with the right sounding tips and the right sounding music. A good introduction into the Campfire audio sound. Their in-ear monitors range from $499 to $3,299. So for either $150 or $250, depending on when you bought these, you might be getting a piece of that Campfire audio sound. I really can't wait to go to a hi-fi show and listen to the in-ear monitors to get a better evaluation. And I'm going to be using these 3 tracks, really sort of understanding what I'm listening for has been one of the key takeaways in this critical listening session. Marley's, go buy them, go buy extra sets. And, you know, on the Periodic Audio, I might just have to take a pass, but I'd definitely be open to trying their higher end lineup. So definitely music is something that we experience every day. We need it, and headphones are the fix.